Rikki.
Hey there, I'm Katey.
And I'm Christen.
And welcome to Wilderness Bonds.
When we started hunting, we couldn't find many resources for women, so we decided to learn on our own.
Now we're sharing that journey with you.
Our mission is simple: to bring more women into the tradition of hunting.
And to talk about the things that we'd usually only ask our closest friends. So grab your gear and join us as we explore the hunt, the land, and the sisterhood we're building along the way. This episode, we brought along a friend for her first hunt, a hog hunt in Oklahoma with Legend Waterfowl Outfitters.
So my name is Erica, also known as Rikki. I have been in the gun industry for about 10 years or so, working at local FFLs, working at gun ranges, doing some competitions too, but I've never quite had the opportunity to hunt. I have to say, my brother, he's gone on a few hunts, and as much as we've wanted to make it work, I've never been able to really get in on the hunt just because it's always been a boys' trip. And to have this opportunity come up and be able to go with the ladies to learn, it was a great experience.
So, okay, I have a burning question.
Yeah.
When you imagined what this hunt was going to be like, how does that compare to how it went?
That's a great question. I think it went much better than what I imagined, only because like there were some, like anxieties and like worries of going through with it. I had worries about making a good shot, right? Missing my shot. How far off was that? Things like that, or even just the terrain, being able to keep up with, moving through the terrain, carrying my gear, all that kind of stuff. So to be able to get through all of that without any of my fears coming true.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it went really, really well. I mean, some of the stuff, honestly, it was just rewarding in a different way.
So how did one round Rikki, the phrase, come about? I saw that over text when we were out.
Yeah, honestly, I think it was just kind of in the moment, especially on the high, right? So as soon as we ended up leaving, getting in the car, I'm playing Luke Bryan, right? And I'm singing, and with my nickname being Rikki, and establishing that I was able to go through 2 hogs with 1 round. We were just thinking like, what will people call me from here on out?
Oh my God.
And I was like, 1 round Rikki. It sounds right.
Sure. Yeah, super catchy. So like, how did you end up getting 2
at once? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were at the meter shack, right? So, and the feeder had the scopes up, had our guns set. I was on a tripod. Katey was using her shooting sticks. And we were waiting for probably like 30 minutes or so, and we saw 2 babies come by. But the grass was so high, we really couldn't get a good visual on them. So we decided to wait on that. And as we were waiting, lo and behold, 15 minutes later, these 2 bigger ones come around. And we see them, and immediately it's get up there and get on them, right? So, and I was told that if you see them kind of crossing each other, it's possible to take 2 out at once. And immediately I was like, that sounds fun.
But also Doug was like, I've just never really seen
yes,
that.
he also said, he was like, yeah, and I was like, okay, so.
He's kind of joking.
Yeah, so as I had it kind of lined up, as soon as the guide had mentioned like where my scope should be, I was already there.
See that center?
So the minute that I heard that confirmed behind me, I was like, I'm good to take this shot. So as I took it, it seemed like it dropped right there by the feeder. So being that it seemed like that, we immediately, we go make our guns safe, start walking down. And as we're walking down, we look over to the left and we see that there's a hog there that looks like they're down, but their ears are up, their head's up. So immediately I was like, oh no, like I swore I saw it drop at the feeder. So in that moment, I was told, hey, get on it and we got to put it down, right? It's a mercy thing. And of course, I didn't want the animal to suffer either.
Right.
And being that second shot, we were right by a wire fence. and there was a T-post there, and I slapped my gun on top of that T-post and just went with it around and cleared straight through the shoulder and dropped him.
That's the coup de draw. Shalom.
So we end up going over the fence, we go to the hog, and as we're there, I'm thinking, okay, well, you know what? He's out, he's good, you know, he wasn't suffering for a long time, he didn't make it far away, we didn't have to track him or go look for him, because that was one of the fears that I had too, is that I'd injure him and then we wouldn't find him or something of those sorts. So once we were there, the outfitter went to go get the truck to pick up the hog, and as he was coming around the corner, he pointed down at the feeder, and he's making motions of 2. Like, and we're both looking like, what is he saying? Are there 2 more? Is there?
Oh, there's another one.
Yeah, I'm like, what's going on? And as he points down, he's like pointing at the feeder, and he said, you got him.
I got 2 kills, motherfucker. I got kills. I got kills with an S. Yeah, and one. One shot. 2 for 1. Are you fucking What a hunt for you. That's awesome. That's your first hunt. You got 2
first hunt.
2 for 1.
2 for 1. I love a BOGO. I did get 2. Yeah, dude.
Driving down there. I thought this one.
I said the same because I was like, damn, I hit him right in the ass like that.
Yeah, that one's expired right where he shot it. And this one raced out of the field thinking I thought it was just fleet.
I knew I hit him over there because I was so confused at how I swore I saw him drop and then there was a hog to the left of where the feeder was. And lo and behold, that was the big one. That was the big one I actually had in my scope that I was clearly going for. He had a
That is the one that dropped.
Yeah, clean shot, dropped right there at the feeder. Ah, look at this.
Oh, he's a nice one.
Oh my. Are you my twofer?
Oh, look at that.
Oh man.
Nice shot.
That's my twofer. So to discover that I had done 2 in 1, nobody could tell me anything at that point. I was like, oh, I'm a marksman.
You are, yes, you are a legend. Instant legend.
100%, I'm a legend. I immediately text my brother. I'm like, hey, your sister's a legend in Oklahoma, just so you know. You know, text my boyfriend, let him know as well. I was like, hey guys, told my mom, mother-in-law, they're all super excited, but everybody kind of had the same reaction of like, 2 with 1? Like,
Yeah, you actually asked that.
you had the same, yeah.
Like,
2 with 1 bullet each? And like you replied back, no, 2 with 1.
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, because it seemed like something so far-fetched. My first hunt, my first shot, my first, you know, everything as far as anything with the bolt-action rifle, even at, you know, a longer range, especially on a target that's moving. I think it's so much of a difference shooting at a paper in a straight line, right? In an indoor range without the elements of rain, wind, sunlight, right? And then also being that your target is moving.
Right.
So, and they're moving back and forth.
Yeah, they were moving pretty quick because we were each trying to like get lined up so that I knew she was going to shoot first and I wanted to shoot right afterwards if I was on one. But then they kept crisscrossing back and forth.
Yeah.
And then eventually they crisscrossed and we took the shot. Yeah.
Yep. Literally. So
That's efficient.
Yeah, she's super efficient.
100%.
Get it done.
This is what I'm thinking too. Efficient Rikki, 1 round Rikki. You know?
Yeah.
Efficient hunter.
Yeah. So it definitely was. It was such an experience. I honestly, I had said before too when I was saying this right after is that I was almost more proud of my second shot than I was of my first. My first shot was clean, and I'm so happy that it really did drop the hog right where he was, you know, took him out, but that was on a tripod. I felt really much more stable. I had been in that position for 45 minutes, you know, almost an hour, and then for the adrenaline to be running from taking down the hog, walking, seeing the other hog up, and then dropping the gun on the post, you know, and pulling the trigger and improvising everything. Just I couldn't have controlled any of those elements. And the fact that that was also a clean shot, I was so proud of that, you know? It really felt like a challenge.
Yeah.
Do you think any of your prior shooting training kind of helped you to be calm in that moment and know what to do?
You're very experienced as a shooter.
Yeah, definitely. I do think that had some to do with it. Just kind of being able to level yourself, to be able to kind of keep your eye down the scope, to keep your eye on the target through the scope, right? I definitely think that helped me out. Same thing with kind of just having those motor functions with the rifle. So I definitely do think that some of those things contributed to my success on it, but I also believe that you guys really, really helped with that too, because just being able to experience us at the range, dealing with sighting in the scope, I think being able to learn the tricks of balancing yourself with the tripod, whether that's putting your hand on the tripod for stability along with the rifle rather than just holding onto the rifle, and being able to hug the bag to establish, your point of aim. I think that was something super interesting for me to take into account, especially for long range. So with all those tips and tricks too, I definitely think that contributed to my success.
Well, you somehow managed to implement them all in an instant, so it's all you. You're supposed to remember everything all at once.
Yeah.
I easily just freeze up and go into vapor lock and can't do anything. So you did it.
But you did great too. You took out one.
I did. I took one out and it was fun. It was. We've been sitting there. I know Chris and I sat in that blind for 45, almost an hour, and having. Oh my gosh, we got the church giggles like really, really bad. I don't even know. We could see, obviously we could see all around, but we just started whispering we were just talking, whispering. And then, I don't know, she said something really funny and I started giggling and I couldn't stop. And pretty soon we're crying.
I wish I kept it. No, you don't.
Kristen was like looking like she's ready.
Okay, I'm gonna take a shot. Okay. Fine. Okay. You got him. I don't know, I can't tell. I saw him go down.
We're gonna go over and see if I actually got one of these guys down. I thought I am. Shot. See. Whew. All right, girl. How do you look like here?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Well, watch out for the plastic parts.
Well. So, ladies,
Yes.
I was doing some research for our hog hunt, and I came across something that is so appropriate.
Totes of ropes.
Yeah, that's right. So I've been waiting until after the hunt to give you guys each.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
So awesome. To remember the hunt. And I will put mine on when I get my hog.
All right. I mean, you were there.
We
could.
That's true. We got our hog badges.
This is going on my backpack literally before I go to
I love this.
I'm smacking this. Yeah, this is great.
I know, I love
I
it.
found them on a website, and they've got a lot of different species, and I thought, how fun would it be to
Get a patch for every.
get a patch for every species that we've got?
I love this. Thank you.
Yeah, this is awesome. Thank you so much.
Maybe someday as we grow and bring more women out, we can get them with our, with
The wilderness.
Yeah.
It is like the Girl Scouts.
Yes.
You have to earn your patch.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know that our Sisterhood of the Outdoors jackets actually have
Oh yeah, they have a patch.
Yeah.
there.
Poke rope.
Very nice. Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Amazing.
So Erica, on that note, do you know any women that you might take out hunting?
I do actually. As funny as it is, I have a group of ladies that I've met over at some competitions in Miami for Steel Challenge and stuff like that. And I had mentioned that I was going on a hunt, and they were like, "That is so intriguing. I would love to hear about it." So I can't wait to go to my next competition and tell them about it and kind of see if they're interested in going, because they expressed it. But again, sometimes it's not as easy to get into the space as it is for men, right? Sometimes I think even for myself, my family, they've done hunting. My father did hunting, my brother's gone hunting, but it's always kind of been a boys thing. So I've never really had the opportunity to just kind of jump in there, and for this to come along and for it to be such a comfortable space with you ladies, and some of the struggles that we had together as women, when some of those struggles aren't exactly the same for men when they're out there hunting too, and to see that we rise to the occasion and ended up hitting our mark, it's definitely encouraged me to try and get other ladies as well involved, because the amount of reward that I felt after that, I would love to share that with other women. So
Awesome. That's great.
It was really impressive to me how you didn't hold back when you had questions, which is part of the reason that we started this, is that we all have so many questions that we're afraid to ask, but we really, we want that safe place. You asked a question, I think it was about, I had put my gun into the bag with the optic upside down, and you asked, is it okay to do that?
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, no, I don't know. And they didn't up an answer.
yeah.
But then I thought it was great how you said, I'm asking because I really don't know.
Yeah.
Right? Will it mess up my dials? Led to that conversation about, setting it to 0.
Yep.
Yep.
You asked a lot of questions too that helped me remember that there's still so much stuff that I have to learn.
Yeah.
Because there were things you asked, I'm like you just said, Kristen, I'm like, I don't know.
As it's more magnified too, though, the eye relief gets smaller, right?
But I also felt good about the fact that you had a lot of questions that we could answer. We could actually answer that we would not have been able to answer, a
Yeah.
few years ago.
Well, like when you asked about the boiler room.
Yeah. So you were like, oh yeah, you hit him right in the boiler room, and I was like, what's the boiler room?
I had that same reaction on the mule deer hunt. I had to ask because terms are just thrown around
Oh yes.
when you're new. Even if you know guns, you don't know.
I don't necessarily know the hunting terms, and I think that's something too. I've been in the firearms industry for 10 years plus, so with that, I have a lot of experience in competition and a lot of things, for South Florida too, it's not so much where I live, there's not really that many opportunities locally for things like that. But then to be able to come out here and learn new terms and even gain this new knowledge and perspective that I can even take back to the gun shop. And now I even understand if somebody comes in and they're like, hey, I want to go out hunting.
Totally.
I now have a whole new perspective that I can give them too. Whereas before I knew, some of the logistics of what could work, what wouldn't, from what I've heard. But now, I have firsthand experience.
Totally.
So,
Yeah.
What was your impression about the gear? The gear that you thought you would need and the gear you actually ended up needing. How did that before and after? What's your perspective on that?
I definitely think the gear was something, so day one, I was really cold. I will say that.
Oh, that's right.
So day one, I was really cold. So I learned a little more about layering.
To think about is, and this won't matter tomorrow because now we're going to be ready, but on the first day.
So that was one thing that I definitely had to establish, especially for me. I'm coming from a much warmer place. I'm not used to colder temperatures, let alone the wind factor. So learning to kind of layer myself and be able to take off layers and leave space in my pack to take off those layers as well. And then also just making sure you're not overcrowding your bag with a bunch of stuff that you don't necessarily need. Also, just kind of figuring out how to trek with my rifle on. That was something kind of new for me. Again, I've shot a rifle before, but I've never actually had to trek through tall grass, right, with a rifle on, a pack on, keeping my ear pro, making sure I don't lose things as I'm moving, all that kind of stuff. Definitely was a good learning experience. I definitely feel like I had the right stuff. I just had to hone in on what was really necessary for it. And I'm sure I still have so much more to learn, but I definitely think I've got a good set of basics right now to move forward with.
Do you feel empowered now?
Definitely, 100%. I feel much more empowered. I think just knowing that I did it. It sounds like really simple, but it's just kind of like that simple statement of I did it.
Right.
I did it. I wasn't sure if I could, and people might have doubted me if I could, but I did it.
Did anybody doubt you?
Maybe a couple of my family members did.
No. They haven't hunted or haven't.
But yes, they don't know it. So
I'm sure your brother, who knows your shooting skills, had no doubt.
no doubt at all. 100%. I think when I texted him, he immediately was like, that's my little sis, with, you know, all the exclamation points, and like, I knew it, you know, that I made him proud. He also mentioned that I made my dad proud, which that really was like the heartwarming moment for me. My dad passed when I was younger, and he used to hunt when I was, you know, real little, and never had the opportunity to go hunting with him like my brothers did, any of that kind of stuff. So to be able to hear that from him, and also to have that feeling even when I was there, that like, you know, he was with me, and it was something I couldn't put a number on that or a value for it. You know, it's just something that I can't recreate. Yeah.
Probably not anticipated either.
No, definitely not anticipated, but I felt it.
So before you agreed to do this, what were your thoughts about hunting, or your thoughts about, I mean, is it something you always wanted to do? What were your kind of ideas or conceptions about it?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was a challenge that I really wanted to take myself through because of, I guess, more so where I'm from, right? And locally, I would go source my food from the local grocery store. And of course, I'll probably end up going back to the grocery store to get my food when I get back home. It's the most convenient thing, but I wanted to know that I could do it on my own. I wanted to know that if I needed to, I could, you know, take down an animal and be able to eat from it and feed the people that I love. And if, you know, if it's something that I don't know how to do, I wanted to make sure that it was something that I could do if I ever needed to do it. So it was definitely a challenge that I am so happy that I took on and I was able to actually accomplish.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Oh man, that is a wrap.
Okay.